The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon from TFNN. Welcome to the September 27th, the fantastic Friday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Hey, let's make sure we have an extraordinary day, an extraordinary weekend, and an extraordinary life. And the easiest way to do that, well, it's to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We're going to go figure out what the bulls and the bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here, but much more important than that, during this next 60 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone and dial on in at 877-927-6648. If you can't dial in, we've got you covered. Let those fingers do the walking. Send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. Inside the subject heading, please put radio show question, of course, in our Tigers Den. Well, any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on a fantastic Friday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Right now, we got all the indices in the red, including this. No, not the spot volatility index. They're just kidding you there. But all the indices in the red. The Dow's off 64, S&P 16, NASDAQ down 87. Semis are down nearly 2%, 1.78% to the downside. Spot volatility index of 9.5%, $1.52, trading out at 17.54. Definitely above the 50-day exponential moving average. Gold's off $8. Silver's down 28 cents out here. And so we got a number of requests out there. The first request was really to take a look at the S&P 500, the ES Mini specifically. So let's do that. The question is, how, what do we make out of today's action? I will say, and just like gold, Ruby wants to take a look at gold and silver, we'll do that. This is nothing more than testing of support. The question is, which I cannot answer, is will support be broken? Now, what do we mean, jelly bean? Well, if we take a look at the ES Mini, we take a look at our 4 quadrants here for it. This way, we're using Stevie's synthetic contract, the more reliable one at this stage of the game, simply because of the recent rollover to December's contract for the equity futures contract. So we've got my version of a continuous contract, although it's not the continuous contract, and provides you and I with what I would consider to be more reliable, better market profiles. So if we take a look at the upper left-hand panel of our chart, that is the ES Mini. The bottom of that box, the bottom of that profile, says on my screen 29.64.68. Good luck with the 68. But 29.64, so we'll round it down, 50. That is the key level to be watching. If there is a close below that today, signals potential change in trend, because you really need to see follow-through on the very next session. And, of course, you're going to want to be watching what's that spot volatility index doing, because if it has a one-day rate of change greater than 10%, you don't want to be initiating a new short position inside the S&P 500. You wouldn't want to do that. Well, I'm suggesting that you wouldn't. Likewise, if price closes above 29.64.50, right now we're trading at 29.64.75, so we're really right there. It's just testing. Again, I don't know what the end of the day is going to look like, but all that has transpired so far today, whether we look at gold or whether we look at the ES Mini, it's nothing more than testing support. In essence, really, it's daily support. What do you mean? I'll flip back and forth. We'll go back to the ES Mini, but just so you can see it, now just flip back to this page. Here, we'll just take a look at gold. What was gold doing this morning as it was moving lower? It was testing the bottom of its daily profile at $14.99. Now, the bottom of its weekly profile profiles at $14.89, only $10 below. So you and I are really using $14.89.20 as a key level that gold must close below in order to signal a longer-term change in trend. Hasn't done that. All the price is doing is testing support. This doesn't tell us whether support will hold or break. We can use, our bullish and bearish structured profiles to assist a little bit, but really it's the patterns on the short-term basis that would assist us. If I had patterns on the short-term basis right now to show you, like we have the last 2 or 3 days out there that show a topping or a bottoming pattern, I would show them to you. We don't have those at the moment. Instead, the market just really continues to motor on, in essence, sideways-ish, sideways to lower, but just testing key levels of support. So there, in essence, is your ES Mini. Now, look, ES Mini, the S&P, in essence, not necessarily in an all-out bullish mode. It's really trading between support, which we looked at, looking at the synthetic version of Stevie's market profiles out there, and resistance. And resistance, Jimmy was asking, hey, what's the S&P 500 doing? Well, as we take a look at the ES Mini, you'll see resistance is Stevie's green line. That's 29.91 as we speak. Right now, it's going to fluctuate as price moves up and down. What you'll also notice is that today has not made a lower low. So here's the thing, whether it's today or it's Sunday night or it's Monday or it could be Tuesday even, is today is likely going to be bar number 8 of a TD setup 9-count pattern. Now, this pattern, when it identifies tops or bottoms, it'll make the low on bars number 8. Now, when I say the low, currently the lowest low in this round of pattern of the TD setup is at 29.53.75. That is from, what is the day? Just a couple of days ago out there. So today's the 27th, must have been the 25th out there. So the more bullish thing, and this is the cockeyed aspect of this, I suppose, is actually to see price push lower, below the low of 2 days ago, because that would then start to qualify as a potential bottoming signal. And if we do get the 9-count that forms out here, it can also occur, that lower low could occur Sunday night. That could be bar number 9. The low could occur on bar number 10 on Tuesday. But if the pattern does execute, does come together, and it comes together before price was able to push all the way down to the breakout level of 28.75.25, that is bullish out here. So all that's going on, if we're going to summarize inside the ES Mini, it's really easy. Price is trading between support, that is the daily profile level of 29.64, let's just call it, let's round it down, and 29.90. We just have this sideways move that's going on, and neither side, quite frankly, as of 1:14 in the afternoon, is a winner. Is a winner chicken dinner. So we get back from this breakout here. We are going to go take a look at silver first, because we had a question that came in earlier today from Bobby Y. He wants to take a long position on silver. So we'll go take a look at the silver contract. We'll take a look at what's going on in its daily and its weekly and its monthly time frame. And then we'll go ahead and we'll switch over for ruby, and we'll take a look at gold. And, of course, I want to take a look at anything that you would like to. 877-927-6648 or Steve at TFNN.com. We'll be right back.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. So Bob Y writes in, says, great show. I've been playing silver on the long side. I'm out at the moment, but considering going long today. Your take on silver long. So let's go ahead and take a look at Stevie's synthetic version of the contract for silver. And here what you've got, Bob, you've got your daily, weekly, monthly, and your quarterly profiles out here. Now, silver doing the same thing as gold, the same thing that the ES Mini is doing today, which is testing the bottom of its profile. So far that level is held. That number is $17.56. You're at $17.66, so you're 10 cents above that. This would say, okay, if you want to go ahead, because you're talking about trading, so I'm assuming you're really not talking about a long-term investment here. Maybe you are, I don't know, but it says trading, and so prices held support. Now, it would suggest, okay, you could take a long position, but what you and I want to do is go take a look at the shorter-term time frame charts as well as the longer-term time frame, because you want to understand what's going on above you. For example, if you take a look at the weekly chart on the upper right-hand corner out here, what you're going to see is you're going to see that prices now and has been for the last 3 weeks back below and has found resistance at the top of its weekly profile. That's at $17.91. So the signal here, Bob, would be if we go to the weekly time frame chart and you and I see a topping pattern or signal out there, and based upon price from a weekly standpoint trading below the top of its profile out here, this is suggesting to us that longer term what silver's communicating to you and I is it wants lower price. Granted, the bottom of its daily profile has not failed. So there's no change in trend to confirm necessarily what the weekly time frame chart is communicating to us. But we must be aware of what the weekly chart is communicating to us. We do the same thing on the monthly chart. Now, the monthly chart here shows that price is above resistance, meaning the top of its profile. That is the lower left-hand panel of my chart. But we have to really look to Stevie's other charts to understand what has price done. Has it cleared a breakdown area? I don't know if it has or it hasn't. We're going to go look at it. We're going to pull up the charts here. And in fact, why don't we just start in reverse order? I mentioned the short term. Let's start with the longer term charts for silver. Let's go to monthly, weekly, and then we don't need to go to the daily. We can. And maybe we will go to the daily, and then let's go to a 30-minute time frame chart. So this is going to be all about because I don't want somebody misinterpreting what I communicate, because a trade is going to be different than an investment. If you're looking for a longer-term trade in silver, even though it's held support on the daily, looking at this chart, this says caution Will Robinson. In fact, right now this is saying you're better off waiting to about 1680 or 1643. But let's just simply do this. Let's go back and see what the longer-term charts are communicating to us, because the market profiles here let us know where both buyers and sellers are for their respective time frames. Doesn't help us understand where did price necessarily break down. Of course, closing below the bottom of a box, whether it's daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly out there, certainly is a change in trend signal. Now, let's go take a look at the monthly chart for silver. My question, has it broken out? And the answer is no. What happened was, on a monthly basis, silver formed a TD setup 9-count bottom. It did that the month of September in 2018. Now, when you see a bottoming signal, what that means is that buyers should be able to push price up to resistance. When we take a look at resistance for silver on a monthly basis, there are two numbers that stick right out at us. These are the two levels where silver had broke down. The beauty of utilizing this TD setup pattern out here is that we can really understand very definitively, very clearly where price either broke out or broke down, just based upon the sprinting or marathon theory out here. And we've used it enough, literally, I mean thousands upon thousands of charts, to know that we don't just have to look at the swing point as where price might trade to. Instead, what we want to understand is, where did price break down? Well, those levels on a monthly basis are 1935 and 1818. Silver must close above on a monthly basis above 1935 to really signal some type of breakout. We had the bottom pattern on a monthly basis. It has just simply pushed price up to resistance. This says be careful. Let's go see what the weekly time frame chart for silver tells us. That's if you're a real long-term investor. If we take a look at the weekly time frame chart, voila, this thing has a nice move higher. Where does it stop? In its tracks. It stops on bar 9 of a TD setup 9-count. Now, the beauty here on a weekly basis, this sets up where did price actually break out. Where it broke out was $15.11, and not that much further below at $14.69 out here. Now, what price hasn't done is price hasn't, in this case here, remember we're looking at the weekly chart and we're looking at how price has rejected the top of the weekly profile. Now, what price hasn't done here on the weekly chart to suggest that price is going to move to those lower levels has closed below, or even tested at this stage here, Stevie's green line. That number is 1729 out here. But at this stage of the game, we know it's got a topping pattern. And how do those topping patterns work? Typically, in this case here, sellers. We looked at the buyer side on the monthly chart. Now it's sellers' time to try to push price back to where it had broken out, $15.11. That's what the weekly time frame chart is communicating to you and I. Let's go take a look at the daily time frame chart here for silver. What is its message? Well, this too tops out with a TD setup 9-count pattern. It does it on bar number 8. This tells us that $17.11 is the price where silver most recently broke out. So we've got 1711 and we've got 1756 as the key levels of support for silver. That doesn't mean there aren't some intraday trades to do in either direction. But right now, we really have a daily time frame and a weekly time frame and a monthly time frame that is saying caution, mucho grande caution out here with regard to the metals, certainly with regard to silver, hi-ho silver out here. Now, let's go take a look at the trading short-term time frame, okay? Because it could have a totally different pattern. Let's open it up, and voila, it does. What has the price of silver been doing? The price of silver has been pushing lower, doing less relative energy out there, creating that Rhodes momentum indicator pattern. And now we take a look at silver. It was right at 12 noon out here when it generated the bullish reversal candle to confirm this pattern. What does that confirmation mean? It means that buyers should be able to push price up to resistance. Where's resistance? Well, there's really two levels. There's a 1770 level. That's the top of its 30-minute profile. So you know that I would never suggest to Bob that now is the time to go ahead and take a trading position in silver. The time to have done it would have been right after that bullish engulfing candle at 12 noon. The price closed at $17.50 out there. It was also a close above Stevie's red line. But it still would have said, from a trade standpoint, you know, you've got to watch 1770. The actual high so far that we've seen during this half-hour period has been $17.68.5 out there. 1768 versus 1770? No way that I'm going to suggest that anybody take a long trading position inside of silver. Now, if silver can close above the top of that profile, 1770, where's it headed to? It's headed to where it last broke down, $17.92. Bob, here's the deal. Don't take a long trade in silver today to hold into the weekend. Not with what the monthly and the weekly and the daily time frame charts are communicating to us. Steve Rhodes. I'm certain you are or strive to be one of the best at everything you do in life. It's the most common trait that we tigers and tigresses share. If you're looking to become the best of the best when it comes to managing your money, let me teach you to do what most wealth managers tell you can't be done, which is how to time the markets. I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, and for the last 12 months, Timer Digest has been tracking my newsletter signals, which have earned me the ranking as their #1 market timer in the nation for the S&P 500 for the last 12, 6, and 3 months. Timer Digest also ranks me as the #1 market timer for gold as well. The fact is, markets can be timed, and I'll teach you the exact set of tools that I use that has transformed me into one of the best at what I do. Sign up for Mastering Probability today by clicking on the newsletter tab on the homepage of TFNN.com and get immediate access to workshops where I take you step by step how to use an extraordinary set of tools, as well as provide great market calls too. Sign up today.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
folks. We got the Dow off 69, S&P down 17. Let's go to Palm Harbor, Florida, and speak with Jim. Jim, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you this afternoon?
I'm driving, and I was following your conversation on weekly, daily, monthly on silver.
Yes.
My question is on the physical silver, the American Eagles. You can buy them as much as a 500 coin, 500 ounces monster box. I know some wants to sell soon, and they try to sell, obviously, at $2.50 above spot, because that's where they're going to make their money. At what point in time would you be looking to buy the physical silver? Do we wait all the way to get down to 15, 16, 15.21, or since we're talking as a long-term investment with 500 coins, at what spot would be a good value
So,
as a purchaser?
Sure. So Jim, thanks for calling in your phone. You're breaking up a little bit, but let's hopefully be able to hold you on. So the purpose for you've got well, do you have a different reason to be buying the physical and paying the premium on your silver coins, which I assume you do, but I just want to ask the question, versus actually buying an ETF or the silver contract as an example, where you'd have basically no premium?
Well,
So
I would want to pay no more than a dollar above spot for the physical coin.
I understand, but that's still a premium. My question really is, do you have a reason to want to have the physical silver in your possession?
Correct.
Okay. All right. So in that case, and you want to just stick with, and can I ask what the reason is, or it's just you want to hold it a long term? It's there because in case things go crazy in the world, it's going to be easier for me to answer your question if I have that info. But if I'm asking too much, don't say.
No, not at all. But I understand that gentleman wants to raise cash, and he has several of these monster boxes. I am definitely not going to pay him more than $1 spot. If you're talking $18 an ounce or $18 a net price, that's $9,000 investment for cash. I certainly would want to buy it closer to $8,000 for 500 ounces.
Well, the first thing I'd suggest that you do, just so that you can understand what the going rate would be on a monster box of silver, is called a couple different places. One of the places I'd recommend are the guys over in Clearwater or Largo, I believe it is. It's called Bel Air Coin. So it's BELLEAIR coin. So I would give them a call, and that way you'll be able to, make sure that everything is copacetic out there, especially on a monster box. You're going to make sure that you're buying that from a very reputable place. With regard to when's the timing of it, you're talking about a long-term hold, is what it sounds like to me. And so if it were me, I would be waiting for a further pullback. And I'd say that further pullback, I would be waiting maybe until it's September, maybe around the January timeframe. So here's what we know from a seasonal standpoint about the U.S. equity markets. Right now, they really haven't done much other than consolidate since the May, July-ish highs out here, but they really haven't pulled back much into the middle of October. Come Tuesday, we're going to be already into October. So we're in this time frame here where, seasonally speaking, the market, should move to the upside. I'm not guaranteeing that it's going to do that. But then the next low that typically comes in from a seasonal standpoint in the marketplace is in the end of January time frame. Now, what we should see take place when both gold and silver really get their mojo, what we've just seen here that's taken place over the last couple of months has not been its mojo. It may have been a false start out there to trap a bunch of folks. That's why we spend the time, take a look at the patterns on the longer term time frame so that everybody understands what the messages are. And so when things really get rocking and rolling, we should see the U.S. stock market moving higher, gold and silver moving higher, and the U.S. dollar moving higher. And probably Treasury bonds too, but I'm going to leave the T-bonds out of the mix here. But in real bullish moves, those will all move higher. The stuff that's gone on today in the markets that have spooked the market, so to speak, and the China stuff that is going on out there, and maybe limiting, capital flows out to China, all that does is just make perhaps more capital flows come into the USA. So so I just think the patterns are out there, and especially because you're taking a look at the premiums. There's too many topping signals on silver, on the monthly, on the weekly, and on the daily time frame out here. Support hasn't broken. You know what to be watching for. And the other thing you can do, but you can't do it on a monster box, is scale in. So if your entire holdings are going to be based upon a monster box, you're not getting a substantial difference between buying 100 coins or 500 coins. Again, call the guys over at Bel Air, and so you can scale into your purchases, or you can. I'm not sure the thought process behind it. Look, I think it's a good idea to have silver or gold and silver from a physical standpoint, as part of your asset base, and to actually hold it. So, trust me, nothing wrong there. You're trying to time it.
Well, just trying to time it, which there's no rush for. Just a quick add-on with platinum, which has been dead money. Do you consider that? I have probably 15, 16 ounces of platinum that I wish I didn't own at this point in time. Looking fundamentally, not technically, do you think that's just telling us we're going to have so much of a fleet of electric cars in the future that the demand for catalytic converters will cease to exist?
I don't have the answer to that question. The person who might, and I consider calling back, might be David White. He's really our technical guru here, and he would understand that better than me. If you're asking me, did platinum top? It generated an A to B equals CD to the upside. It generated a TD, set up a 9-count pattern, and so the answer is yes, it's top. Where's it headed back to? May head back to 855.30. Would be the spot that I would be looking at. So it's generated a topping signal out there, and that's what I'd be looking at. I understand that the cell phone may have cut you off, Jim. So hopefully I was able to answer all of your questions out there. And the last thing is, I'll just say, you don't have to. Again, call around. You don't have to buy the monster box necessarily if that's going to be your entire holding. There could be ways for you to scale in and even take a look at some pre-64 silver and things like that. So hopefully that was helpful to you, and thanks for taking the time to call in. So we had, Ruby had wanted to take a look at gold. So let's go take a look at gold for her. And Ruby, in the case of gold, different than silver. The patterns here, totally different than silver. If we take a look at gold on a monthly basis, its real breakout level is 1323.30 out here. Its next target to the upside is 1833, where it last broke down. So the monthly chart looks pretty good. Unfortunately, the weekly and the daily time frames are suggesting that there's still going to be a pullback out here. The weekly, specifically this week, right now, today, this week is generating. Now, I don't know because we don't have the end of the contract yet. But right now, last week was a small-bodied candle, which makes it easy for this week to create a bearish engulfing. But, Ruby, it's not just the bearish engulfing. It's the fact that we now have a Rhodes momentum indicator signal. That took place this week. And you've got a bearish reversal candle. And see how price is trading right on Stevie's green line here? That's support, Ruby. But if we watch that daily time frame, you get this bearish confirmed signal and a price break support on the daily, says you're headed lower in Goldilocks, maybe even 1286. We'll be right back.
If you're in the CD market and looking for a secure investment, the Tiger First Mortgage Program may work for you. The security for these first mortgages are building lots in the tax opportunity zone in St. Petersburg, Florida. The Tax Act of 2018 set up tax-free zones across the country where you can build and hold for 10 years and pay no tax on the profits, which makes these lots valuable. The investment is anywhere from $30,000 to $75,000. The interest paid is 7% yearly, paid on a monthly basis. According to Bankrate.com, the best rate for a 4-year CD in the country as of February 20th is 3.1%. A $50,000 investment at a normal 4-year CD rate of 3.1% would give you income of $1,550 per year or $6,200 over the 4-year period. That same $50,000 investment in the Tiger First Mortgage Program would give you $3,500 per year or $14,000 over the 4 years. Which would you prefer, $6,200 or $14,000 of interest on your investment? If you would like more information about the Tiger First Mortgage Program, you can call me at 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. So let's go out to Martinez, California, and speak with Brent. Brent, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you this morning?
Doing fantastic, Steve. Thanks
Excellent.
for taking the call. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. And folks, we're going to take a look at the November contract for natural gas. And Brent, tell me how I can help you.
I don't think we need to spend a ton of time on it. It looked like it's kind of doing what we had talked about previously, and as far as the numbers and the timing.
Yes.
So I just wanted to kind of a little bit in anticipation of beginning of next week, where we might be hitting some of the 9 count.
Sure.
I know you talked about if it closed out this month, around where it's at, that would be a good thing. So I just wanted to revisit that.
Absolutely. And what Brent's referring to is on the monthly time frame chart out here, folks, is the level that we're watching. Now, this is going to be important when it comes to Monday's close. And the level that Brent and I and you now are watching is going to be 2.454. We're at 2.408 right now. Any close below the 2.454 is going to confirm a TD setup 9-count pattern. And I've got the little blue horizontal line going across my screen out there, so you can see over in the bottom right that price is right now trading below that level. Now, I'm not saying that patterns are going to repeat. This is going to work out the exact same way that not Light Sweet Group, but natural gas formed its most recent bottom back in March of 2016, but it's certainly set up that way. So the number to be watching, folks, again, I'll give it to you, is 2.454. And that is going to be Monday's close. So, Tuesday, we will know for sure out here. In other words, it'll generate that longer-term bottom signal. Then becomes a question, which Brent is asking, okay, so where's the likely buy area, or what other patterns are forming on the daily time frame? And so if you look at the chart on the very right-hand side, what we're going to see is that price right now today is trading below the bottom of its daily profile, which was 2.419. So support is breaking here, could say a signal to us a change in trend. But what we really have to do is go take a look at the patterns that are out there. So the patterns that are out there are really two. One is the TD setup 9 count, which Brent was asking about. And today is going to be bar number 7. So what we know, for this pattern to identify a bottom, it needs to occur on bars 8, 9, or 10. So that means we're looking at Monday's bar, Tuesday's bar or Wednesday's bar for a potential buy signal with that pattern. The other pattern that is out here, Brent, is the A to B equals CD pattern, which would set up the Gartley buy. And what this tells us is that, whoops, sorry, let me get this honed in here. This tells us that right now what natural gas has done is made the 1-to-1 A to B equals CD. And that's, we don't have any confirmation that now would be the time to step in and take a long position on natural gas. The 1 to 1.27 level gets us to 235, the 1.618, 2.86. We never know which of these levels or areas are going to be the place that would set up the Gartley buy. And the reason is because we need buyers to communicate to us that that is when the pattern has completed. And the way that that will happen would be we would see a bullish engulfing candle out, or bullish engulfing, a bullish reversal candle. Doesn't have to be a bullish engulfing, folks. It could be one of about 7 different candles that would be out there to identify the bottom. So right now what we're in, Brent, you, I, and the others that are out there waiting with bated breath to get into natural gas, maybe it's UNG, is we have to just be patient and wait for the pattern to form. But thus far, I really think we've got everything from a little bit longer term perspective that we could want, with one exception, and that is we need to see Monday's close on the monthly, and then we need to see whatever pattern it is, whether it's a TD setup 9 count or it's a Gartley buy pattern that forms, and maybe none of them form, folks. And that's the reason that you and I, Brent, we wait for the bullish reversal candle, because price is going to continue to move lower in the first possible time period that it's going to communicate to us that it's not moving lower, there's a change in trend, is when we see some type of bullish reversal candle. The only way to try to get around that is to look at shorter term time frame charts as prices are moving lower, and to look for price to break through a breakdown area, which right now in the case of natural gas from a 30-minute standpoint is up at the $2.55 area. So it's quite a ways away from where we're trading right now. So Brent, that's what I see. And I think we just have to continue to watch the, again, Monday's close, and then next week to see if there's some type of bullish reversal signal that we get.
That sounds, yeah, what I was kind of envisioning. You know, there's at least something to watch, and the patterns are kind of lining up, and if they all converge at that point and we get that reversal, then it's, you know, it gives you at least a better chance of you know, having potential to be correct, I guess.
No, exactly. Well, I mean, what I do, and we spend the 5 hours a week doing here, is just continue to take a look at the same patterns in essence over and over. But we always use new information. See what new information has gone on, whether it's a 30-minute chart or a daily or whatever the time frame is. And because we are consistent with regard to these patterns, we see how often they work, as opposed to being willy-nilly about when to take a trade, long or short, or listening to somebody else out there. Instead, we're just trading what we see. Again, now I owe Larry another royalty for using that, but really, trade what you see. That's pattern recognition. That's what we do here. That's what you do. And so, yes, things seem to be lining up. Now we just have to wait to see if, in fact, the cavalry arrives to prove us right. We just don't want them arriving today or Monday.
No, exactly. Early next week, kind of keep an eye on it and just see how it all plays out. And it's been a good year. Last year, really all started back in kind of late 2015, 2016 for me, where things started to click and go, in a positive fashion. And, it had been fine before that, but when I started to see things improve in a way that you could tell it was a measurable difference. And I actually was able to buy my wife a new car the other day, last weekend, and so there's been
beautiful.
Yeah, some things that have been, definitely. I'm super grateful for, probably the best thing ever happened was hearing Tom on the radio about it's probably been about 10 years ago now, and so.
Well, see, he brought us all together. He brought us all together. That's why I'm here, doing what I'm doing. That's why you and I are having the conversation at 1:49. If you don't believe that everything in life happens for you, well, man. We just get proof of it time and time again. And it takes time. You've got to get comfortable. The light bulb has to go on. And so the things that I share, or Basil, or Tom, or David, or Larry, or any of the other folks that come on the shows out here, they're all with the intent of helping you and everybody else to be able to be independent, to be able to trade. And Lord knows, in the current political environment that we're in with everything that's going on, as well as things that are going on around the globe. This is the beautiful time to be a pattern trader out here, because I don't think it's going to necessarily be easy for a while in trading and investing, if it ever was. But congrats to you. And as I said earlier, everybody loves hearing you call because they want to know, what is Brent looking at?
Well, I'm looking at a weekend now, and I'm actually going to go fishing Monday, so
all right, perfect.
Good. I appreciate everything that's come from you guys, and I mean it's made a lot of it possible. All of us have to do our own work, and it takes effort, but it's a good place to start for sure.
You bet. Hey, good to talk to you. Best of luck fishing, and we'll look forward to talking to you next week.
All right, have a great weekend, Steve. Thanks again.
Right.
Take care.
You too. We'll be right back, folks.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com. If you're a trader in the market looking for exposure to gold or gold mining equities, then now is a perfect time to sign up for Tom O'Brien's Gold Report. The summer is over, gold is trading back above $1,500, and the 10-year Treasury is hovering at around 1.5%. Tom O'Brien has been writing his weekly gold report for almost 18 years. There's no one that knows more about how the gold market trades and how gold mining equities react. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, Tom publishes his weekly gold report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, the dollar, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. As of September 3rd, Gold Report subscribers have 5 active open positions with an average unrealized profit of almost 38% for each position. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up today by visiting TFNN.com.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
This is David White. Stay tuned because coming up next is the Power Trading Hour right here on TFNN.
Folks, so one of our dinners, Mr. Bill, wanted to take a look at Amazon, I believe, on a weekly basis. Here's what we know about Amazon, Bill. Price right now below the daily profile, below the weekly profile, and in between the monthly. But let's go take a look at the daily profile. And because what Amazon is signaling to you and I is that it's trying to form a bottom. Now, what do I mean? Well, if we take a look at the tops and bottoms that have been forming out here inside of Amazon, the last top out here back in July 2019, a TD set up 9-count pattern. Where are we at today? Today is the bar following bar number 9. So that low says that today's low, Bill, watch Amazon. If we don't see a price trade below that low on Monday, that could signal that today was a bottom. Now, the reason that we can say that is not just because of the potential of its TD setup 9 count, but because it's also moving lower with less relative energy out there. And so if there is a bullish reversal candle that were to form on Monday, even if price does dip below today's low, well, you'd still have another bottoming pattern, just as good. This would say that Amazon could bounce up to the place where it had recently broken down. That was $18.32, $1,832.57. So watch Amazon, because right now it's got two potential bottoming signal patterns for its daily time frame. With regard to the weekly time frame out here, let's see what we've got inside of Amazon. I don't have anything really. I don't really have a topping pattern per se, other than to say that price made its way up to where it had broken down. That's the green solid line going across my screen. It hasn't extended its way. But, Bill, you can see that at 2033.19. That's where price broke down. If we take a look at where price broke out on a weekly basis, it's 1586.57. So perhaps price is moving down there, but we can also see on a weekly basis, price is moving back into a bullish candle out there, where the cavalry had shown up, and that was in June of 2019. So we know that potentially bulls are out there. You'll want to watch a daily time frame for its signal with regard to Amazon. So, folks, thanks so much for being here this week. It's been great to be with you. I've had a blast. Hopefully you have as well. Stay tuned. My favorite polar bear in the entire world, David White. He's coming up next. Tom O'Brien will take us on home from 3 to 4. Have a fantastic Friday, fabulous weekend. I look forward to seeing you on, I think bright and early Monday morning. I'm doing the show from 8 to 9, so tune in then. Take care, folks.